Hello students, today we are going to discuss lines and angles from class 9 chapter 6.2. Before we discuss, let me tell you, we have already discussed the different types of angles like linear pair, alternate interior angles, vertically opposite angles, corresponding angles, and also alternate exterior angles in the previous theorems. So in this chapter we will see how these different types of angles are used to solve the numericals. Before we go to the exercise chapter, let us first see the example number 6 which is given in your book. In this example, it is given three lines AB, CD and EF are parallel to each other and are connected by a transversal BE and AE. We are here supposed to find angle X, Y and angle Z. So let us see how we can do use this different type of angles to find those X, Y and Z. So here you can see that when CD parallel to EF, we can say that angle Y plus 55 equal to 180 degree. And as we know that this is sum of interior angles. You can see here CD as well as EF are both parallel to each other. Angle Y and angle this one 55 degree, they are both present inside the parallel lines, so they are called interior angles, and both of them are on the same side of the transversal, so their sum will be 180 degree. From here we can say that angle Y equal to 180 minus 55, that is 125 degree. We can mark this as equation number 1. Now again, AB parallel to CD. Now AB parallel to CD and here BD is the transversal. But we can see that X and Y are not interior, so this option is not available here. Again, you can see that X and Y are on the same side of the transversal. When they are on the same side, they cannot be alternate. They will be either corresponding angles or there will be something else. So here we can see that since both X as well as Y are on the same side of the transversal, so they will be known as corresponding angles. So here we can say that angle X equal to angle Y equal to 125 degree. Let us mark it as equation number 2. And why they are equal? Because they are corresponding angles. Now we know we have already found the value of X as well as the value of Y. Now we need to find the value of Z. There is no direct way to find that, but we can use some other types, like say here angle AB, this angle ABE plus angle X equal to 180 degree. We can say that they are linear pair. Since AB is a straight line, the sum of these two angles will be 180 degree. So we already know the value of X from equation number 2. So we can write ABE equal to 180 degree minus 125 degree from equation 2. So what is the value of that? That will be again 55 degree. Let us mark it as equation number 3. Now in triangle ABE, we can say that angle A plus angle B plus angle E, or rather we equal to 180 degree. That is why it is, because this is, we have a property known as sum of angles of a triangle is always equal to 180 degree, or it is also known as angle sum property. This we have discussed in our previous chapters. Now here you can see that the value of angle A is already given as 90 degree. Value of angle B we have found from equation number 3, and angle E is represented by Z. This we are talking about triangle ABE. So from here we can say that angle Z equal to 180 degree minus 145 degree. So that will be 35 degree. So in this way we already found the value of angle X equal to angle Y equal to 125 degree and angle Z equal to 35 degree. So that's our answer. So here you can see that we have used the property of corresponding angles, sum of interior angles, linear pair and angle sum property to solve this numerical. In the same way we can solve the different sums or the different questions given in chapter 6.2. What I will do here in this video is that I will draw the questions figure and I'll explain it to you how to do it. If you have any problem regarding that, you can leave your questions in the comment section and we will get to you as soon as possible. So see here in question number 1, it is given that there are two lines AB and CD with angles like this, and we have to find the value of X and Y. How can we do that? First of all, we can say as you can see here, Y equal to 130 degree equal to, why it is so? Because it is vertically opposite angles. So let us say this is our equation number 1. Similarly, we can say that 50 plus X equal to 180 degree, and it is because they are linear pair. You can see here it is a straight line, so 50 plus X will be 180 degree. So from here we can find the value of X equal to how much? It will be 50 degree equal to 130 degree, equation number 2. So from equation 1 and 2 we can say that X equal to Y, but again you can see that these two are on the opposite sides of the transversal. So they are what? They are alternate interior angles. And if these two are alternate interior angles, we can say that AB parallel to CD. That is what we are supposed to prove in our question number 1. So here you can see that first of all we use the property of vertically opposite angles, linear pair, and then we found that both of them are same. But again they are both alternate interior angles. So using the reverse theorem we can say that AB parallel to CD. Similarly, in question number 2 of 6.2 we can see we have a figure like this one. We have to find the value of X, Y and Z. There is a ratio given, I think it is 3:7 or something like that. So first of all, using the angle sum of interior angles, let us say x is the ratio of x is to y is 3:7. So we can say that, and let the ratio be p. So we can say that for x equal to, it will be 3p, and for y equal to, it will be 7p. Since both of them are between two parallel lines and on the same side of the transversal, what we can say that 3p plus 7p equal to 180 degree, and from there we can find the value of p to be 80. So using this value, x will be 3 into 18 equal to 54 degree, and y will be 7 into 18 equal to 126 degree. Now, how to find z? See, AB parallel to CD, and again CD parallel to EF. So in return, we can say that AB parallel to EF. If AB is parallel to EF, you can see that X and Z are on the opposite sides of the transversal, and hence both of them are inside the parallel lines. So we can say that X equal to Z equal to 54 degree, and in the bracket you can write alternate interior angles. So this is how you can solve your question number 2. Now let us move on to question number 3. Now let us continue with our question number 3. This is the figure for question number 3. So it is given in the question that angle GED equal to 126 degree and angle FED equal to 90 degree. Using these two, we have to find this angle, and this angle. So what we can do here, you can see that since this entire angle is 126 degree, first of all we can say that AB is parallel to CD, and GE, this line here, is the transversal. So angle AGE is equal to angle GED by alternate interior angles. So if it is 126 degree, so angle AGE will also be equal to 126 degree. That's your first angle. Now also you can see that AB is a single straight line, so we can say that angle AGE plus angle FGE, these two will be equal to 180 degree. That's your linear pair. Now since we already know the value of this from our equation number 1, we can easily find the value of angle FGE. That will be angle FGE will be equal to 180 degree minus 126 degree, and that you can find the value as 54 degree. Now what we have to find is the value of this angle GEF. It's very simple. You can see that here angle GED is the sum of two angles, angle GEF plus angle FED. This one is already 90 degree and this one is already 126 degree. So we can use these two to find the value of angle GEF. So you can see that these questions are very easy. All you have to do is pay a little attention. attention. Now let us move on to our question number 4. The figure is given something like this: P, Q, R, S and T. Here the value of this angle is 110 degree and this one is 130 degree. For this we have to write a construction where we draw a line AB, or any name you can give, AB through R parallel to PQ and also parallel to ST. See, this angle is 130 degree, and so we can say that angle RST plus this one, angle SRB, equal to 180 degree, sum of interior angles. As you can see that AB parallel to ST, or rather RB parallel to ST, these two angles are interior or inside the two parallel lines, so their sum will be 180. From here you can find the value of angle SRB equal to 180 minus 130, that's your 50 degree. Mark it as equation number 1. Now also PQ, AB parallel to PQ, and if we consider QR as the transversal, you can see that angle PQR is equal to angle QRB. So if it is 110, this also will be 110. And how they are equal? Alternate interior angles. Now what we are supposed to find? We are supposed to find the value of QRS. So what we can say that angle QRB equal to angle QRS plus angle SRB. This one value we just found it from our equation number here, equation number 2. You have already found that this is 110, and from equation number 1 we already know this is 50 degree. So by solving it we can find the value of angle QRS as 60 degree. See, these questions, what I told just now, that these are very easy questions. All you need to do is pay a little attention. So now let us move on to our question number 5. The figure is given something like this: A, B, C, D, and this is P, Q, R. This angle is given as 50, this as Y, this as X, and this as 157. We need to find the value of X and Y. First of all, you can see that AB parallel to CD, and if we consider PQ as the transversal, angle APQ equal to angle PQR. That's this angle is equal to this angle. Why? Again, alternate interior angles. So we can say that X equal to 50 degree. Very easy. Now you can see AB parallel to CD, and if we consider PR as the transversal, we can say that angle APR, that is 50 plus Y, equal to angle PRD. So we can say that 50 plus Y equal to 127. Why? Alternate interior angles. Remember, if two angles are on the opposite side of the transversal, they will be alternate, and if they are on the same side but one is outside, one is inside, that will be corresponding. If both of them are inside, then it will be sum of interior angles. So all you have to see where the angle lies as per the transversal. Since these are both opposite to each other on the other side of each other, so we can say that these are alternate interior angles, and from here you can find the value of Y. The question number 6 in this chapter is up to you. You try it. If you have any confusion, we will help you in the next video. And regarding these questions 1 to 5, if you have any confusion, you can leave a message in the comment section and we will get to you as soon as possible. Thank you.